Evening, BroadCoven. I'm here to drop in with you all and get an all signs read out to you to carry you through the weekend. And I just felt like getting some messages beyond the veil tonight. It's just 6 days before Halloween, and it feels like appropriate timing for it. So we are going to dive into just a little bite of a wild card read. Although this round, I think we're going to just stick with the Halloween Oracle. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Perhaps if something comes up where I really feel like it needs extra clarification, I might pull out my shadow light playing cards and do a little cartomancy. But in general, I think we're just going to keep this succinct and to the point. And we are going to be kicking it off with Scorpio. It is your solar return. Happy birthday, Scorpio. I wish you lots of delicious delights in your next turn around the wheel, and I hope that many blessings come your way. I'll have a read out for you all next week where we'll look at what's coming up for you with the year ahead, as well as your birth totem, which is snake, in the medicine wheel tradition. So look forward to diving into that with you. So many blessings your way, Scorpio. All right, it is 1:32 on the clock. We're diving in. 1:32. This might be the start of a major transformation and change coming into your life, Scorpio. These messages are timeless. They're for any strong placement. If you have a strong placement in that sign's house, or if you have a descendant Scorpio, okay? So that would make you a Taurus rising. All right, let's dive into it and see what kind of change is this that's coming in. I know you got your new moon on November 1st going down on Dias de los Muertos, quite significant, I feel personally. I think this is kicking off a major year of transformation for you. This is just the initial hit I'm getting for you, Scorpio, but let's get some more details here and see what wants to come in for Scorpio from beyond the veil. What guidance from Spirit wants to come through for Scorpio from beyond the veil. Ooh, okay, it's like that was just taken out of my hands. I feel like something's about to be taken out of your hands. Yes, because you have a blind spot, Scorpio. There's something here that you have yet to see, but I feel that it will be illuminated for you with your coming new moon. There's something you will be able to see in the dark phase of the moon that you weren't able to see before. It's something that has obscured your vision up till now. Let's see what this might be. Where is Scorpio's blind spot? Where do they need illumination? Where is Scorpio's blind spot? Where do they need illumination? Some of you might benefit from a candle vigil. Yes. Some of you may benefit from a candle vigil to open up your road to infinite possibilities. The sky is really the limit for you, but in some way you're feeling thwarted or held back. Maybe you've been trying to seek the reason for this. You don't understand the source of the blockages that are coming on your path. You feel like it's a blind spot, like something's happening just outside of your peripheral vision. Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we get on this Scorpio. You might have somebody from the past who's resurfacing here, and they are trying to exert some kind of control over you, over a situation that involves you. They might be actually connected to somebody that you know, somebody that you're both friendly with, and they may be using that person to exert some kind of control or influence over you because they feel like they don't have access to you. You may have firmly closed out this connection. You may have felt this person was extremely controlling. I feel like this is something that keeps coming back again and again and again. There is a Taurus full moon that will be coming up within your particular lunar cycle that you'll be kicking off here I feel like that full moon is quite significant for you, actually. You may want to do some kind of candle vigil to ask for clarity about how you can bring this cycle to a close with this individual. Yes, because there's some wisdom you need to gain here. Now, with this owl coming in, wise seeing, wise action, I do feel like there is something here hovering around that is from the past. This is a deceptive energy. This could also be a manipulative magician, I have to say, with the owl energy, the way that that's coming in. This is a bit of an unpredictable element that's in play. I really recommend that you do some kind of clarity visual, asking for clarity, clear sight. Yes, because there is some kind of wisdom you need to extract from this situation. There's a reason why it's coming around. Again, it wasn't closed properly the first time. You need to dance with this devil one more time. But you see, it's a quest for power. It's to call your power back from this individual. And that may mean also nipping it in the bud with a go-between. Somebody who's a mutual friend and is sort of interfering in this situation. It's creating all kinds of complications. And see, Persephone has to complete the work of integration before she can rise as core in the spring and all things become abundant and verdant again. So there is some desire for growth and new beginnings for you. But first, this chapter must be closed. And you must use wisdom here because I feel like this is quite a tempting matter for you. But once you clear this, your road opens and it opens to infinite possibilities. You just have to get this final block out of the way. Put a nail in that coffin. You won't regret it, Scorpio. Okay. Sagittarius coming in at 7-11. Ooh, lucky cycle coming in for Sagittarius. Be on the lookout for lots of synchronicity. Who knows, you might even have something quite mystical go down in a 7-11. Don't laugh, it's true. You know, it's the magical experiences that are most often found in ordinary moments. So don't turn your nose up at it just because it doesn't seem to come in with bells and whistles. That is what makes it so much more potent when something quite unexpected and out of the ordinary happens in such a mundane setting, right? So I feel like you're going to have some kind of experience like this. It might be in a setting like a convenience store or when you're pumping gas or getting your morning coffee, 8:08 on the clock. Ooh, okay. It's somebody that's going to give you a little tip. They're going to give you a special message. When you hear it, it will land, it will resonate in your bones. It's guidance about your path, how to get on the right path, what step you need to take next. It's like somebody coming in from beyond the veil to give you some coordinates. I like it. All right, what is this that's coming in for Sag? Ooh, you're going down into the underworld too. So it does look like you need to pause for a moment here. You may have sort of had things on hold because you've already been through a major cycle of transformation. You're integrating quite a bit. You could be an Ophiuchus born November 30th through December 18th. You might especially be feeling the influence of Scorpio season since you do carry that energy signature quite strongly yourself. There's been a major cycle of change. You've gone through a complete revamp from the inside out, I feel. Some of you faced a really fierce initiatory gateway as well. You might have had to deal with some major upheaval change in your life that really had you questioning your existence. Some of you dealt with a serious health challenge, or you lost someone and it felt like a great death, or perhaps you dealt with the death of a loved one. And this year, as Halloween is coming around, they're on your mind. You're thinking of them. You're feeling their presence. Whatever this is, I feel like it's been an intense journey. and you've been pausing just to integrate the experience, hold a little reverence around this experience. You know that things are about to begin again. And I think that's why you're receiving this visitation in a quite ordinary circumstance. 10:11 on the clock. Yes, it's something that closes the old cycle and it brings you into proper alignment. I feel like you're getting directions here, a little spirit help from the other side. This is interesting. Okay, what's coming in here for Sagittarius spirit? What is the message for Sagittarius beyond the veil, spirit? What is this message that Sagittarius needs to receive, spirit? What is the message that spirit has to deliver to Sagittarius? What is the message that spirit has to deliver to Sagittarius? Okay, one more round and then I'm going to do a cut. What is the message that spirit has to deliver to Sagittarius? You really are at a pause point. It's like you need to wait for these directions. They're coming in and it was 11:05. Yes, when you align with this message, that's what sparks the change. It comes in quite suddenly, unexpectedly. Ooh, interesting. We have control here. And with that, we have intuition. Ah, I see. It's time to put an end to the need to control things, the need to have a plan, the need to have it all figured out. It's time to finally bury the need to have all the answers and instead allow yourself to drop into your intuition. Go inside, pause. All the keys you have are within you, and they can't be found in your outside circumstances. I do feel you have this very fateful meeting coming in. It happens in quite an ordinary environment, but what goes down is extraordinary. It's what's said. It's what's said, perhaps with a stranger in passing, that gives you some key that unlocks the door to the new reality. It feels a bit like you are getting some kind of inside scoop, like some inside information. You're getting to perhaps peer beyond the veil yourself and get some insight in how to move something forward that's felt very fixed in a quite unusual way. You might even be getting a little help from the other side there. But where you felt like you've just been going through the motions because you've been through so much change, maybe you've been feeling zombified, faces white, eyes are tired. Those who know alien sex being know what I'm talking about. But I feel like you might have just kind of been going through the motions because I feel like there's been a lot of change in your life. And you might be at the point here where whatever this is that's coming in, it's like it breathes life to you. And there may be this message coming from the other side as well. Stop trying to have so much control, because in the end, we all return to the stars once again. From the stars we came, to the stars we return. We're just so much dust in the wind. And so you got to live life while you got it. And I think that's why there's a little bit of this magic coming in for you. It's like breathe new life, new inspiration within you. But I feel like to take full advantage of it, Sagittarius, you've got to really let go. You got to let go and trust it when it comes in. It may be a bit of leap of a faith. It may be a bit of a leap of faith, but you can handle it, okay? Go for it. It'll turn your world around. Capricorn, coming in at 1427. Capricorn, you're also going through change. You're moving out of isolation, Capricorn. You're not going to just be keeping to yourself much longer. I feel like you're coming into alignment with somebody or others, okay? There's something about you've been spending a lot of time to yourself and now you're coming out of hermit mode. That's the change that's on its way to you, Capricorn. Let's see what this is about. What is the message beyond the veil for Capricorn spirit? What message beyond the veil wants to come in for Capricorn spirit? What is the message beyond the veil for Capricorn spirit? Forgiveness. Maybe that's why you've been spending some time to yourself. You felt the weight of what you were carrying from your past, so maybe you felt like it's not really time for me to open up something new yet. I feel like I just need to get sort of grounded in who I am now, that, you know, there's been this change in my life. I feel like there was some kind of falling out or a severing of a relationship. There was something that had to be released here, and you were still carrying the energy of it. I feel like you did the letting go, but you had to sort of pick the thorns out of your hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like you've been holding on to that pain for a long time. But I do feel like you're at the place where maybe you're having this illumination, like, wow, I'm over it. Like, I feel really at peace with it. And I feel ready. I feel ready to, like, let something in again, let someone in again, open myself up to that possibility. So I see this beautiful softening, and I like it for you. And it does look like something wants to come into bloom. I feel like your energy is lightening up too. So if you felt kind of like lethargic, or like you've been dragging a bit, or you just felt really weighed down with the circumstances in your life, something's coming in to lighten things up. Okay, what else do you have? Oh, yes. Okay, there's some surprise in store in your future. It's veiled from you right now with the future. You can't see it. I think you feel it, though. That might be why you're softening. You can sense new energy coming in. You really want to open up to it and the possibility. There may have been a time when you were really fixated on the future and what was to come. You might have even dealt with some anxiety. It feels like there was a big shift in your life. And so you kind of found yourself trying to navigate something in unfamiliar territory. And for some of you, it's because you had a falling out with someone, or you ended a significant relationship. And so it's like, ooh, okay, I'm navigating my life sort of from the framework of just, you know, me, myself, and I. And that's very different for me. Where am I at? And where do I want to go? Who am I becoming now? I think you sat with a lot of this, and at some point you decided, I don't even want to look at the future anymore, because enough is going down right now in this moment. And I feel like I really need to hold space for this. As soon as I start thinking about the future, I start worrying, and then I start to feel overwhelmed. And I think I just need to slow my roll a little bit and trust that the future will take care of itself, as long as I'm really standing in my power right now. Ooh, I like it. A lot of self-trust coming in here. I also feel like you're relinquishing the need to have a plan, and you're just trying to adopt a new kind of flow. You're doing that sea goat alchemy. I feel like you're in the waters right now. You're in the waters right now, and you're going with the flow. Right, let's see what this is here. Yes, and a lot of you are getting really rooted in. You're getting very grounded. You're getting connected with your ancestors. This is coming through very strongly for you. Some of you are feeling very inspired this year to bring more of a focus to the ancestors. And perhaps it used to be a focus that was more on trick or treats and the horror movies and, you know, the holiday parties at this time of year. But now you're starting to really drink in the depth of the roots of these traditions that we have today. And there's something about that you're finding a lot of nourishment and strength from. And you're also connecting with a lot of love as you tap into this too. I feel like this is awakening some knowledge within you that you didn't have access to before. Some of you may actually be doing some work and looking into your ancestral lineage. You're drawing up your family tree. It's teaching you a lot. And I'm just feeling almost like you're wanting to like set up an altar for the ancestors. You're maybe wanting to make a feast for your ancestors. You're really wanting to connect with your roots at this time of year. And it's almost as if you feel the more that you do this, you find the more that you feel supported, the less you need to have the answers, and the more the path rises up to meet you. Ooh, and I love it. Yes, you're able to make it through that dark passageway from the past to the eternal now, which is always the future unfolding in every moment here. And you're about to break through to the dawn, the light after the darkness. So this is something beautiful that's turning around for you here. Yes. A very special message for you coming in here. You might find cardinals coming in as a messenger for you, possibly owls as well, too, to highlight a little bit of magic that's about to whirl through your life. And I also feel there's a message coming in here for those of you that are singers. You are being encouraged to share your voice a little bit more. Maybe it's time to come out of the shadows with that and bring the voice forward. Your ancestors love it when you sing to them. Some of you sing them songs. They very much appreciate it. Sweet messages for you, Capricorn. I like it. Okay, let's see, Aquarius. What messages are coming in for Aquarius? 21:37 on the clock. What messages are coming in for Aquarius from beyond the veil, Spirit? What messages are coming in for Aquarius from beyond the veil, Spirit? What messages are coming in for Aquarius from beyond the Spirit? From beyond the Spirit. Whoa. From beyond the Spirit. Interesting. I heard this message that said, don't forget that. Like there's 22:11 on the clock. There's something that you're about to forget. You're about to leave it behind. It feels like it's something physical. Maybe you're going somewhere and you need to bring something with you. Don't forget that. That's what I just heard. All right. Something's about to pop off for you. We got midnight, the most magical hour of all. I feel like something's coming down to the wire for you. It's transformation time. It feels a bit like it's down to that 11th hour. There's something that is going to come through here to transform your situation at the last minute. You totally don't expect it. You weren't seeing it as being something that was going to even be able to be turned around. I feel that 23 on the clock, okay? So there's some major shift happening here. It's happening quite unexpectedly. And it feels like it's a little bit of magic. Like, how is this even possible? Okay, so something's turning around. And for those of you who work that way, I have to say, whatever you did, whatever working you just did, it is working. There is something that is turning the tide here, and you will get confirmation. You will get confirmation at the 11th hour. Perhaps you will get the confirmation before it strikes midnight when you receive this read. So if you receive this read after midnight, then I would say the following midnight, there might be something very special that comes in to clue you into this. Felt like getting a few more shuffles there. There's more to the basis of the matter. Yes, see, you've been fearful about something. You can lay that to rest. It's an unnecessary fear. Okay, something is being resolved here. Something's turning around at the 11th hour. It's going to feel quite magical to you. Let's see what this is for Aquarius. What is coming in here for Aquarius, Spirit? What message is coming in for Aquarius from beyond the veil, Spirit? 24:24 on the clock. 6, 6. Double sixes, threes. Yes. Ooh, I love this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Again, intuition. You're going to have to trust your intuition here. There may be something that you are fearful of really embracing here. It's something that you feel called to create. All right. And it's a bit off the beaten path for you, I have to say, with werewolf. And isn't that funny? The transformation happens at midnight. That's what happens with the werewolf. It's full moon, midnight, man. It all pops off. You're about to explore something. You would have never anticipated things turning out like this, because I feel like you are sort of looking at somewhat of a stark landscape, in the sense that so much change has happened in your life that you feel like you're looking at a completely clear slate here. And I do feel like there is something that you have released. You let something go, and you did that based on your intuition. Something about a certain connection or a certain situation or a chapter in your life that had been dragging on a bit too long, something about it just didn't feel right to you. And you really trusted what you were feeling in your bones. And so I do feel like there was something that you completely cut off here. And it was a radical shift for you. It might have even been an unexpected shift for you. There may have been times that you second guessed yourself, like, did I blow it back there? Was I really supposed to do that? Was I supposed to end that? Yes, you were. You were, because now the creative cycle is coming forward. And you needed to be free from this so you could have no limitations, because I feel like there is something that's going to come through here for you. It's a transformation point, and it's opening up a path for you that, had you still been connected to this, you never would have been able to explore this at all. There might be something significant around this that comes in with the Taurus full moon. And there may be something significant around a Taurus specifically that arrives around that time that highlights something about this. Okay? You are being asked to remember something. To remember something that you have forgotten for one reason or another. You've chosen to kind of push it aside. You don't want to look at that. There might be a reminder of something that you still need to address here, okay? In order to be able to step onto this new path. Let me see what we got here on the cut of the deck for you. Yeah, so there is something that is coming together here. A new spiral of creation is beginning. This may even be something based around creativity. It may be a creative project. You may be starting something new. You feel called in a new direction. It's really outside of the box for you, or you're doing something that is not within your usual genre, let's say, or what you're known for. And you may be coming into alignment with another here or others here. And together, you're bringing your energies into the mix here. You each bring something different and unique to the table. But there also feels like there's a little bit of freedom in it too, where you get to really let out a side of yourself that is not normally seen. This may even be something that you're doing that involves some kind of work online as well, or revamping how you put yourself out there online. Yes, whatever this is, it's a good strategy. I see a lot of growth with it. I feel like you've spent some time kind of taking a back seat. Maybe you even feel like you've been in the shadows a bit, and others have had more of a spotlight on them or more recognition for what they're putting out there. This to me seems like you're stepping outside the shadows and a spotlight's being put on you. And what's getting you there is that you've sort of like done away with an old way of doing something. It became repetitive. Your heart wasn't in it. And you're sort of going rogue here. You're doing something very different. It's outside the box for you. You're trusting your intuition. There could be a Taurus connected with it, or this could definitely yield a lot of financial gain, I would say, with that house of Taurus in place. It also rises you up to being more valued as far as whatever you're bringing to the table here. And I do see a lot of reach with it. I see a lot of growth, and I see a lot of building of community and drawing new people to you. So this looks really good. If you're doing anything online that involves community building, making connections, networking, this looks excellent. I think the right team is coming together here. I see a lot of gain, but it's because you're venturing off the familiar path here. You're doing something quite different. It's a bit of a risk. I do feel there's a little bit of like maybe stage fright around it, or like, am I really going to do this? Don't worry about it, man. It's going to go off without a hitch, and you're going to feel so much freedom. Oh, it's going to be good. Okay. Look to that full moon in Taurus that comes in this lunar cycle that's getting kicked off in November to clue you in about this. All right. I believe it's going to be full 4 days before the full moon. I mean, not the full moon, the when Pluto leaves Capricorn, before Pluto goes back into your sign. Yes. Yes. I think it's going down on the 13th or 14th. 14th, I think. Don't quote me on that. I just looked it up earlier today, but pay attention to that full moon right before Pluto goes back into your sign on the 19th. There's a real launch moment there. That's what it feels like. Okay, Aquarius? All right. Pisces. 3140 for Pisces. Double fours. Double fours is 8. Okay. You're laying down the foundation for a new manifestation. Scrap that old foundation. I decided that wasn't going to work. That just was too much like a game of Jenga there, man, and it all came down. I'm building anew here, being very mindful of how I'm building my foundation, what I want to grow on that foundation, what I want to build on that foundation. I want it to be built to last. There's something that you are really, I heard blending elements. It's a bit of alchemy, blending elements. It's a bit of alchemy. Okay, a bit of fire and water. You could be dealing with a fire sign. There could be a fire sign figuring prominently in your situation, or you could be really pulling from your fire at this time. So pay attention to your first house of Aries. Pay attention to your fifth house, the fifth house of Leo. Pay attention to your ninth house of Sagittarius, as well as any placements you have in those signs. And if you don't know your natal chart, you can check it out at astro.com. That's Astro Dean's site, and you can get the free natal chart there. They do progress charts for free too. If you look under the extended chart selection after you've already set up your free account and your chart, your natal chart, you can spring off from there and learn a lot. But there's something about that. You need to check out those areas on your natal chart that will give you a very personal message there about where you need to build a better foundation. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Yes. Authenticity. That's the truth. And there's also something here about the truth must come up and out. It's been cloaked for too long. And I do feel like it's about time for the big reveal here. That's kind of the energy coming through. So either you're revealing the truth and you've been trying to strengthen yourself for this because you know that once this truth is revealed, it can't be taken back. It changes the fabric of your future. And what you build moving forward from there is a game changer, okay? This is what I'm hearing. What is the message beyond the veil for Pisces spirit? What is the message beyond the veil for Pisces spirit? Some of you are being approached by somebody. You weren't even aware that they were paying attention to you. You weren't even aware that you were on their mind at all. This could be somebody that you haven't seen for a very long time. This person seems to come out of nowhere. They reach out to you and they have some truth they need to speak to you. Whatever it is a game changer. Changes how things move forward, okay? One more round here, and then I'm going to cut the deck. It seems there's a little bit of an air of mystery around you right now, just like you like it, Pisces, hiding out all under the light of the moon. Okay, let's check it out here. Pisces energy has been really interesting for a while, okay? And I know Pisces energy has been interesting for a while. I have a Venus in Virgo and I also Pisces, so I get it. Yes, okay, so on this side we have zombie control. And on the other side, we have intuition here, okay? So I think you're finding the balance between these 2 points. There may have been a point where you were really trying to keep something in or keep a side of yourself hidden, and it was something that you just allowed yourself to indulge in the dark, you know, under the light of the moon. But you started to feel like that was really out of alignment with who you truly are. And there's something here about needing to be in total integrity. You don't want to deal with life like this on this level. You don't want to feel like you have to move beneath the surface of your life. You really want to embody this truth, live this truth, express this truth. Or somebody who's coming your way is in this position. It's becoming too much, exerting too much effort to control this, to hold it back, to hold it in. And there's something about just letting it go, releasing it, and trusting that though it might be a little fearful, stepping into that alignment, standing in the light of that, there's also something there that does bring you into balance. And in the end, you will know that your intuition was leading you in the right direction. And I feel like it took time to come to this place of clarity, like, yes, it's time to step into the truth. I feel that for most of you, this is you. You're stepping into this truth. You are embodying this truth. You are letting yourself be seen as you've never let yourself be seen before. Some others might be challenged with it. Perhaps some others that are in the shadows, maybe some others that would like to control this a little bit. Maybe they don't want this part of you to surface. They would rather it stay buried, okay? But again, we got that full moon energy coming in Taurus, okay? So I feel like that Taurus moon is quite significant around shedding some kind of control here and really allowing yourself to be seen. It's like the cloak is removed. Nothing is concealed anymore. The veil has fallen. The veil has fallen as you fall on your knees before Ishkrigel and finally feel that beautiful experience of integration where you get to rise up into the power of who you truly are and who you are here to be. I like it. I like it. Whatever this is, it's sweetness and synergy for you. It's alignment. It's beauty. It's growth. It's the soul's harvest, and it was 38:38 on the clock. It's 11:11, okay? So time to come out of the shadows, Pisces, and embrace it fully, 100%, okay? All right, let's see here. Aries. Aries at 39 on the dot. Ooh, 11 for you too, Aries. All right, this is good. What is coming in here for Aries? We got powerful alignment coming in here for Aries. A little bit of kismet coming in for Aries. Some magic weaving through your life in the best way. Let's see what's coming into alignment for Aries. What is the message beyond the veil for Aries, Spirit? What is the message for Aries beyond the veil, Spirit? Remember, this is for all placements. Aries, strong placement in that house of Aries, the first house, Libra rising, that's Aries descendant. This applies for all the signs I'm reading for tonight, okay? And of course, you may just feel drawn to a particular sign because you're drawn, and that very well could be. You have a progression going on in your chart, or just feeling the energy of that house because of a transit you have going on. So we all express the signs at some time or another, even if they don't factor prominently in our charts. So you feel pulled to tune into a sign and get a memo. Tune in, okay? Let's see what's coming into alignment here, Aries. Oh, look at this. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. So someone that is passed on is very close to you at this time of year. I feel you feel their presence around you. I think that you always do every time it comes around this time of year. I think that there will be some kind of pause you take on Halloween to remember them, remember the good times with them. You might want to buy them a special treat and put it out, light a candle for them. Maybe pour yourself a drink, have a little chat with them. They enjoy that, okay? So this is just a little love being sent to you from beyond the veil from a loved one who has passed on. I got father energy coming through for that. Okay, father coming through very strongly. I'm feeling masculine very strongly. Grandfather energy too, okay? Masculine, it feels like a very masculine signature. All right, let's see what this is. Yes, look for it around midnight, the most magical hour of all. You might get some kind of visitation from a loved one who's passed on that gives you some information you need at this time to come into a place of necessary alignment. Let's see, what is this alignment that's coming in for Aries? You may have even been talking to them, or you may have been wishing you could talk to them. They always knew the right thing for you to do. They always knew how to comfort you. They always knew how to make you laugh. Even when the chips were down, they always knew how to guide you, okay? There's some masculine energy that's coming through here. It could be an ancestral energy from way back too. There's just some masculine energy coming through prominently here. Risk and reward. There's a message here, and it has something to do with temptation. Temptation, a bit of forbidden fruit. A bit of forbidden fruit. Risk and reward. Or something you've told yourself is forbidden. Have you told yourself that some sweetness is forbidden? That something your heart wants is forbidden because you're afraid that the risk is too great? What's required to receive the reward of the sweetness that fills your heart is too great? I feel like whoever this masculine energy is, whoever this loved one is that I'm picking up here, they would tell you that life's too short to live in fear. You should always take the risk. You should always take the risk because nothing is worse than regret. There's something about this person had a firm belief that life is short and you should never live with regrets. 44:11 on the clock. And yeah, it might go south. It might go pear-shaped. But if it does, so what? At least you got in the game. You didn't just give up, you know? Sometimes the best things in life require a bit of risk here. And I feel like this person, whoever this is, they're a risk taker. It's funny because here we got winter and the sacredness of pausing. This might have something to do with a projected timeline. Like you might want to head in a direction, or there might be something you got your sights on. And it's coming up. It's coming up this winter. That's like the timing around it. And right now you're sort of weighing it out. Like, should I see this through? Because I see fall is at the forefront. Like fall is a time where you're really trying to weigh this up. Should I take this risk? Is it going to be worth the reward? Or am I going to be disappointed here? Is this just a temptation that's going to lead me down a garden path? Am I going to regret going for this? There's something that you really want to go for here. Winter is involved. Winter season. It could even be something around the holidays. I mean, the cardinal is a message that usually comes in from someone who's passed on saying, go this direction, do this. It brings joy into your life. It brings some kind of happiness your way. What's behind the pause? Look at this. Protection. Protection of the destiny. There's happiness here in your heart and your home. And there's warding against any malicious interference, any malevolent force that would try to thwart you on your way. Wherever you have your set sight, what you feel is your destiny, you will arrive there. You will arrive there if you take the risk, and you are protected. I feel like you got heavy hitter protection in the spiritual realm as well. So yeah, take your pause, okay? But it looks like if you listen to this loved one, and I feel like you valued their advice when they were here in the physical realm with you, I feel like they're going to come through in some way, and it makes the message loud and clear, so you can't deny it's them. And they're going to tell you to go for it. But that's what they would have said if they were here with you right now. They would say, what are you waiting for? Okay? That's what I got. That's what I got for you, Aries. Okay, Taurus. 4725 for Taurus. 4725, 11-7. Okay. So you also are coming into a lucky place of alignment here. There's a lot of alignment coming in, I'm noticing with these reads. So let's see what this is. A lucky break, I heard. Okay, a lucky break. Oh, that's interesting, the way that's coming through. You get a lucky break. It's like you got some time to work with that you weren't expecting. Like if you're on the job, you know, you're getting to go off on break. You didn't get to expect that you're going to be getting to go off on break. Maybe it's being paid for as well. You know, you're getting paid time off. Something's going on at the work front that gives you a little space and a little time to do your own thing, but it doesn't cost you financially. Or when you're out on a break, okay, like if you take a lunch break or something at work, you're out on a break, you have a lucky meeting, like you bump into somebody while you're out and about. Or you're on a break and you're on vacation somewhere and there's something that happens. There's something that happens. There's some kind of, I feel like you're bumping into somebody. You're bumping into somebody and it brings an opportunity quite unexpectedly. It's a lucky break. Okay, let's see what this is, Taurus. What is this? Intuition. A lot of intuition coming through here. You may have been thinking about this person recently. They may have been popping up in your consciousness. Maybe you always feel this person before you actually run into them. You may have already had a foreshadowing of this. I think your intuition is on point. Maybe you've been thinking about this person a lot lately. You're wondering, are they thinking of me? Yeah, I think there's like a link there. That's what it feels like, okay? Something's coming through as a lucky break. Let me see if anything else wants to come out with this round here. Just this card. Oh, yes. Forgiveness. Okay, so this is somebody you've had a falling out with. This is somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. You're not happy about the way things went back there. You really do want to make it right with this individual. I think you're getting a lucky break here. You might just sort of have spirit push both of you into each other at the same time. Like you might actually bump into them. You turn around, you're like, oh my gosh, it's you. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like you both are extremely stubborn. So not one of you is going to budge here. So it's sort of like you're being put in each other's paths in quite a synchronistic way. So you're forced to bump into each other. There's something about once you actually see each other, though, that all of the, sort of, you know, tough front, it just melts. It just melts away. And I do feel like there's something here. There's some gift coming here where you finally feel like, okay, I feel better. I feel better now that we worked that out. Okay, this is beautiful. It looks like it happens unexpectedly, though. It's like a lucky break. It's not something that's planned. Well, that was quite a break in the feed. Okay, it's a lucky break. I don't. The sacredness of pausing. Okay, it might not be quite here yet. It might not be quite here yet, but it will be coming pretty soon. Maybe you took a break from each other. You could have been seeing each other. You could have been dating each other. You decided to take a break from each other. It's the best thing you could have done. Okay. What is with this? All the blockage around you. I do feel like you're unexpectedly bumping into this person. It's like, don't reveal all the secrets. It's supposed to be a surprise. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck. Let's break this deck and see what we got going on here. Yeah, this has haunted you both. This is like a ghost that's haunted you both. It's the ghost of regret, man. Don't worry. You got the strength to overcome the challenges in this connection. You have the strength to overcome what held this back in the past. And you have the strength to face this now. I think maybe you didn't feel like you had the strength before. You do now. You see something differently. You're wiser now. You can face this, okay? And you will rise above it. You got what it takes to turn it around. And it looks good. And you're going to feel much stronger for it too after you have this exchange. I think it'll feel better for you. But man, there's a lot of blocks around it. Okay, so I feel like maybe you're still on pause a little bit while you melt through some of that resistance, because it's a little bit like armoring. That's how it's feeling. There, you got a little armoring going on there. It's time to like take off the armor. Okay. Let a little bit of the love into the heart, a little bit of softness, a little bit of willingness to kind of see the other side. You'll find the way through. Okay, Taurus? Interesting. Gemini. 5330 for Gemini. Okay, so you got some assistance coming in to help you manifest something here. Something you've been trying to make happen for a long time, but you felt like, I just don't have the support I need. There's some kind of support coming in here for you. There's some kind of guidance around this. There's some kind of helpful person coming in to lend a hand or to give you an opportunity here. So let's see what this is coming in for Gemini spirit. What messages do you have for Gemini beyond the veil, Spirit? What messages want to come in for Gemini beyond the veil, Spirit? What messages want to come in for Gemini beyond the veil, Spirit? I love to see sweetness and synergy. So yes, there's this coming together and it's going to bring a lot of growth. There's going to be a lot to celebrate here. It brings in some kind of harvest energy, like everybody eats, okay? So this is good. Let's see what we got going on here for you, Gemini. You know, maybe that's what you've been really wanting. You know, you've been wanting to move something forward in such a way where everybody can benefit from it. But you felt like you kind of been trying to pull something together on your own, or just haven't been coming into alignment with the right people, making the right connections here. Something's working out here. There's some kind of help, some kind of support coming in. Whatever this is, everybody eats. It looks like growth. It looks like alignment. It looks like happiness. I feel like there's some kind of like party. There's some kind of celebration. There's a lot of sweetness, a lot of feeling of togetherness. Yes, and there's a sense of protection around this. So whatever is really dear to your heart and you've really been trying to bring it together, it could be the family. It could be just getting all of your loved ones together, feeling like you can all be in the same room together. You can be on the same page. That you can enjoy a meal together, enjoy your company together. This might have something to do with the holidays really being on your mind, just feeling that coming up, that time of year. Maybe it's been a challenging time. Maybe there's been some issues to grapple with here. Maybe you always feel like whenever you're around your family, you kind of have to defend yourself or, you know, explain your position. There's something that's been a little uncomfortable here where you haven't really felt supported. But there's something that's turning around here. And I do feel like there's some kind of celebration. There's some kind of togetherness here. And it feels really good. And everybody eats. Yes. Okay. So I think that there's a lot of influence that was causing some confusion and misunderstanding here that's being left behind in the past. And now things are being seen more clearly. It could have been just a simple misunderstanding, like something was misinterpreted and it got taken way too far and it caused a major problem. But I feel like there's been enough time here where everybody's kind of had a look at themselves. And they're also really getting on the same page about what's important here. And I do feel like there's an opportunity for you all to get together and have a good clearing of the air. It feels like it's a family situation, or it feels like your family. You know what I mean? It's your soul family. But whatever's happening here, it's good. Okay. And you're learning about it. Okay. So there's some kind of opening. I feel like somebody that maybe you haven't heard from for a while, they're reaching out to you. You're having a really good communication. And there's talks opening up about how can we all get together and, you know, kind of break some bread with each other and get on the same page. And I feel like when you get all together like that, there's some kind of opportunity that comes through as well, that brings a cause for celebration. Okay. You feel really good about taking the opportunity perhaps to take that risk to bring everybody together and see if you can leave the past behind you. I think you can, and it looks really good. Let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got there, Gemini. Yes, remembrance, okay. And on the other side here, again, we got barn rock, sweetness and synergy. So yes, I do feel like there is also need at this time to remember that you have family that has gone before you as well. So connect with your ancestors as well. Your ancestors might want to give you a little bit of that sweet medicine as well. They might want to remind you that your roots are important. Maybe that message is coming through directly from them. Like, your roots are important. Maintain that. So this really could be like a family issue. I feel like there's some kind of gathering of family and it's going to go very well. There's going to be a spirit of celebration. It actually feels really good to be together again, have everybody getting along and enjoying a meal together. That's what I got. I feel like you're breaking bread together, and there's an opportunity to finally turn this around, and things are going to start getting a lot easier just in interacting with each other. I think you've been wanting this for a long time. Turns out good, Gemini, okay? Some kind of family healing happening here. Okay, Cancer, 59:18 on the clock. Okay. You've been spending a lot of time balancing yourself out. You've been doing a lot of tempering. You've been like a wizard. You've been like a wizard, keeping to yourself, like the great bard, Taliesin. You've just been walking your own road, minding your own path. You've been releasing a lot. You've been finding a sense of internal peace and balance. And let's see what's about to come in. I have a feeling like that may be coming to a close pretty soon here. You might be sensing this as well, that you're about to come into alignment with people who are going to carve a new way forward with you. Okay, let's see what this is about, Cancer. Wise scene, wise action. This energy is coming out so potently here. So yes, I do feel like you've been going your own way. You haven't had a guide. You've been the guide. You've activated the guru within you. You are you. You don't need to really look outside for the answers. I feel like you've been going really deep and you know how you need to move forward. And there's sort of like a trust that if I keep just trusting my path and if I keep moving forward in a way that feels right for me, I'll come into alignment with right people. You stopped following the paths of others, hoping that they would recognize your value. And instead you said, you know what, I'm going to go my own way. And then those who resonate with me will find me. I think there's been a desire to find community and to connect with people that you feel a commonality with. Yes. And you may feel a little bit of sadness at this time of year because I think that you used to have a connection that was really, really special to you, very dear to you. It could be somebody who's already passed on, but I feel like if it's not somebody who's passed on and has had that physical transition, it's somebody that it felt like a death when this person left your life. And maybe this always kind of resurfaces for you around this time of year. You still feel the love with this person. You still feel the sense of connection. This might have been a very rare connection that you shared with this individual. You sometimes wonder, am I ever going to feel that again? Like that depth of connection with someone? I feel like whatever this is, you're creating through the ashes. So you understand that endings are necessary. And you've made peace with that. And you may have needed to mourn this particular death for quite some time. I feel like it was a very special connection, and you're always going to love this person. Forever, you will love this person. But I think you finally found the courage to let go and really pull out that energetic cord of attachment out at the root. And since you did that, you've started to feel like more in possession of yourself. And you're noticing that your own creative power is starting to come forward. And you're feeling like, I'm ready. I'm ready to step into the new cycle. I'm finally ready to explore the possibility of finding that kind of connection, finding that kind of connection in another. For some of you, you're really ready to open your heart. You're ready to love, and you're ready to love deeply. You feel like you really exorcised. In some cases, even though it was a very deep love, it may not have been the healthiest love. In fact, there's something coming through here that someone may have left your life because they were on a very destructive path, okay? And it was a path you couldn't go down. And you knew that when you walked away from this, there was no going back, okay? But even though there was that heaviness around the connection, I feel like the love you felt was real. But it was a matter of, I can't save them. It has to mean something to them. I need to save myself here. I can't go down with this shit. And it was the thing that spared your life. That's what I got. Oh, that's a really deep message. It was the thing that spared your life. And yes, the love will always be there. But I feel like this love has gone through a transformation. You know there's no going back. That connection as it was, if this is somebody that's still here in the physical, for quite a few of you, this is somebody that's no longer with us, okay? But for some of you, if this person's still in the physical, you knew that when you walked away, that was a bridge that was burned. Like there was no going back. And yet, the love remains. The love remains. The love is different now, though. You love this person for how they taught you to step into your power. That's what I got. They were a teacher. You're recognizing that this person came as a teacher on your path. Interesting. For a few of you, this may be a spiritual teacher that you had, and they left your path. You had to learn to walk your path alone. It was your empowerment, and you mourned the loss of this guide. And the love is still there. And yet, at the same time, you know that the path is closed, that it's now time for you to walk your path alone and create the way forward from what was left behind. Interesting message. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we have for you, Cancer. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. So there's big transformation happening here. Look at this. Ancestors. So this is like, yes, create, go forward. So if you have somebody that you miss deeply because you've never felt connected to another person like that, who's already passed on, they're giving you strength and they're sending you love and they're like, yes, go for it, man. Go for it. It's time. So there's something here that you're ready to finally leave behind. You're ready to leave behind the sense of having to go through things alone. You're ready to leave behind the solitary path. You're ready to build community. You're ready to come into alignment with others again. You're ready to open your heart and receive, and you're ready to love again. And I do feel like there's something coming in here, and it weaves together quite beautifully, and it has the blessing of the one that was left behind or the one who passed on. And it brings you some beauty into your life that opens up your heart and makes you feel that, you know what? I'm glad I did those chores. I'm glad I did the internal work because now I get to go to the ball. And this is kind of interesting. I feel like New Year's Eve is going to be quite special for you this year. And you might have always had a wish that you got to kiss somebody at midnight. Maybe that never happened. It looks like it might go down this year, okay? Just saying. Little something coming in there for you, Cancer. Okay, Leo. Leo coming in at 108.13. All right. Stepping into your power, Leo. Feeling it. Ready to boss up big. You're ready to stack some money, man. I feel like you're ready to really be a big earner here. You're tired of settling for chump change. Some of you feel like you're selling yourself short. You know that you got more in you and you want to pull it out of you. You're tired of sort of like listening to your own excuses here. You're ready to make a dream happen. Okay, what we got here? Yeah, you've been holding yourself back because of fear. It's an unnecessary fear. You may have thought, you know, I'm not ready for this, or what if people don't like what I put out there, or you might feel like you have imposter syndrome, or you feel intimidated, but you have to learn to step into a particular arena. Whatever this is, it's an unnecessary fear. It's holding you back, and it's time to get over it because it's time to make it happen, man. I feel like you're in a position of stepping into your power. Nothing's working against you but yourself, okay? You're talking yourself into a cross state here. You're holding yourself back out of fear of really what would happen if you stepped into your power here and made this dream happen. To me, this feels like some kind of material progress you want to experience in your life, in an arena you really want to stake a claim in, but in some way, fear has been holding you back. So let's see what this is about. I mean, this is something that is meant to be activated in you at this time. This is in your DNA. This is something that's your birthright. It's big legacy energy. It's something that will outlive you, and you absolutely should go for it, okay? So maybe you're feeling like this because you've done this before. You went after a dream before. It crashed and burned. It came down like the tower. It wasn't what you were expecting. You may still feel a little bruised from that fall, and you're feeling like, I don't know if I got what it takes to try again. Yes, you do. In fact, everything about success depends on your ability to really encounter failure. Every successful person has encountered multiple failures. We have to. The reason why we face the failures is, first of all, it's a little bit of a test. Like, are we really invested in going in this direction? Are we truly aligned with our path of purpose here? Or are we just seeking sort of superficial gratification and advancement? Because if it's not really connected on a heart and soul level, if it isn't your true purpose, it's going to be hard to see it through. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 on the clock, and then it went to 1, 1, 1, 13. Okay, so I do feel like powerfully, whatever this is, this dream you got now, it is aligned with your purpose. And the time to start it is now. And you learn something about when things didn't go right in the past. And that's very helpful information that's going to make building this dream a little bit different. It's going to be on a much stronger foundation than the dream you went for in the past. And if you're honest with yourself, you thought you wanted that at one time. Feeling sore about it is more just a matter of stubbornness and pride than it is really feeling like you missed out when you missed that boat. You know what I'm saying? There's something that's coming through here that is meant to be activated by you. And it's built upon your failure. So be grateful for the failure. Be grateful for what didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. Stop being haunted by this ghost of regret around it. The only regret you'll have is if you don't go after this dream that has just taken over you like wildfire, right? You're really holding on to something around a failure where you're sort of putting the blame outside of yourself in regard to this. You're saying, I didn't get what I wanted in that situation because of this person or some outside circumstance, when really that person did you a favor. They actually lifted a heavy burden from you. Because if you would have gotten that wish fulfilled, you would have realized that it wasn't what you wanted after all. And so now you have the opportunity to see what's on the other side of what you let go there. And when you do, it might soften your heart a little bit around this person that you've been kind of blaming for what didn't work out the way you wanted it to. In some cases, this was a failed relationship, and maybe that was a real breaking point in the connection. You were a big dreamer, and you never felt like this person supported you in your ambitions or your dreams. And maybe you played that role for them. You were a big cheerleader for them. You always stood in their corner, encouraged them, but you really felt like you never got that back. You don't recognize the way that person held you back, okay? You may be saying it's because you didn't believe in me. It's because you didn't value what I had to contribute. You didn't think that I could make my dream possible. And so it affected my self-esteem. And no, that's kind of like allowing somebody else to have too much power over you. And really, they did you a favor because they highlighted something within you that needed to be transformed here. it don't matter. When you're in alignment with your purpose, you'll always experience a lot of resistance, and people won't believe in what you're doing, and they'll tell you how you're doing it wrong, and they'll try to negatively impact your confidence because they don't want you rushing ahead or leaving them behind, or they feel like you can't relate to each other anymore. So sometimes this can happen in connections. You may feel bitterness about this, and you may be blaming this person about this, and you may have felt a lot of animosity toward them, but really they kind of got scapegoated in the situation because I think they provided a convenient excuse that if you really looked at it, whatever this was you were going for, you may have talked a big game about it, like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm all in with this, and you realize, I don't really want to do this. It's kind of how it's coming across, okay? So I feel like you're coming into alignment with your true vision now. It feels like you're on track with something here. And if you don't feel it yet, you'll feel it soon. And when this comes in, you're not going to regret what you lost back there anymore. You're not going to see it as a failure, but a learning experience. A learning experience you can build from. And you're also not going to hold on to sore feelings around that person that wasn't your greatest supporter. Or maybe you're recognizing they saw something that you didn't see. Maybe they recognize, like, that's not your path. That's not even in alignment with you, but you took it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? There's something here you're getting a different perspective of. And when you see what's about to come into bloom for you here, you're going to recognize that maybe it wasn't that person's fault after all. Maybe they did have a little insight into your true nature, and maybe you just weren't ready to hear it, you know? And I'm not saying that person's perfect here, but there is something that allows you to just sort of like let go of that energy and let go of feeling bad about, you know, not being able to make whatever it was back there a success. I also feel part of this is about forgiving yourself. You know, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right every time. We all fall short at times. And again, every success was built upon multiple failures, multiple rejections, just missing it. Okay. It's what really tests how much you want it. You know, if you really want it, you'll keep going. No matter how many no's you get, you have to go forward because it's just something that's burning inside of you. So whatever is coming through now, it's legacy energy. It's legacy energy, and it dispels this feeling of regret that you've been carrying around with you because you recognize that you needed to let go of that. It needed to come down. It needed to fall apart. It needed to come undone. It wasn't taking you where you needed to go. And now you really recognize that you're on the right track. Okay, what do we got here? Yes, look, out of the ending comes infinite possibilities. So you're about to have a lot of options coming in here, and the path is lit up for you. Look at this. Again, full moon energy coming in around this, full moon in Taurus. Be on the lookout for it. Just on the other side of Pluto entering into Aquarius again on November 19th. It'll be go time with this, okay? So I do see your path forward will be lit up. You got a lot of options here. You're excited. You're finally enthusiastic again. It's big fool energy. I like it, okay? Road opener energy and letting go of what didn't go right back there because this alignment is so much better, Leo, okay? All right, Virgo coming in at 118.22. Oh, your loneliness is coming to an end. There's some kind of partnership brewing here. Two are coming together. They're building together. They're invested in each other. They're moving forward on a path together. I like this. It's union energy, okay? Got union energy coming in here. So if you've been single for a while or going your own way, I feel like there's somebody coming in here to share the road with you. What messages are coming in from beyond the veil for Virgo, Spirit? What messages are coming in for Virgo from beyond the veil, Spirit? What messages are coming in for Virgo from beyond the veil, Spirit? Zombie control. This is so interesting. messages that keep coming in here. I'm getting that you have ended a relationship where you felt like somebody was way too controlling. It wasn't working for you. You felt held back. It squeezed all the life out of you. Somebody may have been holding on to you too tightly. In some cases, you may have been holding on to somebody too tightly. And there was a lot of fear about ending this connection. This is something in your past. It's sort of what you're rising up out of here. There's a lot of fear around releasing this connection. But at some point you understood that as long as you held on to this, you weren't really here. You were just kind of moving through your life on autopilot, not feeling connected to your experiences, not feeling connected to yourself, having somebody else dictate every move, who you could be, how you should dress. I mean, I just feel like this is like a real controlling influence here. Somebody who always had to have their way. And you put an end to this. I feel like this is over, whatever this is. You got yourself out of some controlling relationship. And I feel like it's opening the way for you to have an alignment with another where you see eye to eye. You share power in this connection. There's something that feels like a nice, like, give and take in this connection, a nice reciprocal flow between the two of you. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Ooh, yes, I like it. Okay. Yeah, I like it. See, you put the power back in your hands with the witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. And that's you. You are an earth sign, okay? And see, skull of darkness, blind spots, it's in reverse. Like, you have no blind spots anymore. You are seeing things very clearly. I think you face this situation squarely. Somebody may have thought that they were able to manipulate you, pull wool over your eyes, do a little gaslighting there, okay? But I think you saw through all of this person's games and machinations, and you were able to see things very clearly all along. Sometimes I have to say you might play dumb just to maintain some level of peace for yourself. But the reality is you always saw clearly what was going on here. You just didn't really want to acknowledge it. You didn't want to believe that this person would really be that person. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at first you felt it was a bit Jekyll and Hyde, like who somebody presented themselves to be to you ended up being quite different than who they actually are. And when you saw it, it was one of those moments where it was sort of like, oh, I don't want to look at it. Like you kind of wanted to just sort of like push it aside for a moment because it was too painful to acknowledge that this was the reality of who somebody was, that you had fell for a facade, right? But all the lights came on in the room at some point and you recognized what you were dealing with here. Once you recognized what you were dealing with there, this became all about reclaiming your fire, reclaiming your power to take action on behalf of yourself. And I feel like you have that power in your hands. And if you haven't already, you are currently in process of activating this transformation. And you are creating a new way forward for yourself. And it's entirely on your terms. You are not going to put yourself in a position again where somebody else gets to call the shots in your life. You are seeing things very clearly. You may have lacked clarity at one point, but I feel like now you are seeing things clearly. And the time for you to take action is coming real soon. Some of you have already activated this. It's in process. You are in process of this transformation. You're burning up a lot of karma here. You're blazing a trail forward into the future. And it's because you're ready. You're ready to create a different kind of life for yourself. You're ready to feel alive again. And I do feel like something's coming in here and it's got you lit up, okay? I think you're also just feeling that freedom of really opening up to a new path. And it feels like there is like a way through here. Out of what was a very dark time. Look at that. You got synergy and healing. You see? You're stirring up something good here. I also feel like you're stirring the pot a little bit, and it feels good. This is like you're bringing your fire forward. You know what I mean? Some of you haven't really felt yourself for quite a while, but you are now. And with this cauldron imagery, this is like the imagery of the masculine, the feminine coming together. You may be coming together with somebody that really lights your fire. You've got a lot of chemistry together. You know how to stir the pot in the best way. This person likes to stir it nice and slow. They like to take their time. Okay, so I feel like this is a bit of sexual alchemy, sensual alchemy, sexual healing. Okay, somebody sees the fire in your eyes and they know how to play with it just the way you like. This is good. What do we got here? Oh, yes. And every moment that you spend with this person, those ghosts of regret recede further and further into the past, because I think this is the proper alignment for you. Oh yeah, look at that. This is like harvest time for you. It's such a sweet reward. Again, sweetness and synergy. So I think you have a lot to celebrate right now. There's some kind of alignment coming in here. What I like about your alignment is that you stopped living in a place of regret. You left behind what was false, and you had the strength to bring your fire forward to transform your life. You invested in yourself. You see, you came into alignment with yourself, and that's why you're coming into alignment with another that brings you so much healing, so much synergy, and there's a lot to celebrate in this connection. So this looks really good, Virgo. Congratulations. It's going to be very healing for your soul. I feel like, especially on a sensual level, there's something about that. Maybe that's something that just, it hasn't been quite dialed in for you for quite some time, and it's about to get dialed in the best way. All right, Libra, 12704, Libra. Okay, you're focusing a lot on yourself at this time. I feel that you're really just tending to home base, taking care of your body. You might be pampering yourself a bit. You might need to pamper yourself a bit, Libra. It would do you some good. Give yourself some pleasure. Indulge in some pleasures, some simple pleasures. It's very restorative. I'm picking up this clue that you just need to pour into yourself a little bit at this time. Yes, because you did go through quite a time of moving through the darkness, moving through the shadow, integrating a lot of heavy stuff. There's a lot of truth you had to bear witness to. Some of it was very uncomfortable. Some of it was painful. Some of it was shocking. It might have sidelined you for a bit while you sort of pulled it all together and processed it and came to understand yourself in a new way as a result of these awakenings. But now I feel like there's a little bit of magic it's left you with that you're bringing forward into your future. And the light is just about to break through. So you're at the beginning of something here, Libra. Let's see what you're at the beginning of. What's about to come in for Libra here? Ooh, okay, I like it. Your destiny is coming into view. Huh? I left it upside down. You don't have any blind spots either, okay? So you may have had blind spots in the past, but you gained some kind of clarity in a situation. Your blind spot may have been the past. You decided to stop looking at the past. That's not where your answers were. That's not where your clarity was. And as a result, look at this. You got hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. So again, there's that quality of focusing on home base, focusing on your environment, creating a real comfortable environment for yourself, creating stability for yourself. Also, just that feeling of comfort and taking care of your body. Your body's your home too. Your heart is your home as well. And I feel like you've been doing a lot to just come back home to yourself. And this is also about some kind of new happiness coming in to fill your heart, fill your home. So if there's been questions about home or issues at home, something is coming in here to create a feeling of happiness, warmth, comfort. There's protection here as well. And if there's been any kind of negative energy directed at a household, that is being effectively warded off. You may have done some warding. If you haven't done some warding, you may be putting some of that in place. I think you will enjoy the effects of that. It feels like it is quite effective. This is also preservation of your North Node. So there is something that you have transformed karmically here. There's been some kind of balance. You're not doing that work of looking into the South Node material anymore. You're focused on home. You're heading toward that North Star. You're heading toward the North Node. And this looks like there's protection along the way. And something is filling you with happiness. Something has your heart warming up a bit, which is good. There's been quite a few readings that have come through for Libra where they'd gone a little cold or they were a little blocked. I feel like you're starting to soften. This is nice. So you're ready to let the light back in again. Let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got here, Libra, to get some more details about this. Ooh, trick or treat, mischief and play. What's on the other side here? Intuition. Yes, you see, I do feel like you've been dealing with a little mischief and play around the home front. You may have had some energy directed toward your household. There could have been a little tricky energy in play. You could have been dealing with a bit of a trickster. Some of you have noticed some activity in your home, things that go bump in the night. You may have needed to do a little bit of spiritual cleansing in your home. You might have had some old remnants of workings laying around that you needed to clear out and properly earth or release. You noticed a big shift. You may be doing a lot of that kind of more metaphysical cleansing at this time as well. This could be a big clue too, to do a real thorough fall cleaning. People always think of spring cleaning. They don't necessarily think of fall cleaning, but I really like working with doing deep cleansing work, especially of a spiritual nature at the equinoxes. It's really quite potent. They are both important junctures for starting of new cycles, whereas winter and summer tend to be more continuation energy with the solstices, integration energy, bringing things to culmination. But those points with the equinoxes are quite significant in just how they set the tone. So I do feel like there has been some energy that's been connected to the household here. And a little bit of it has been trickery. A little bit of it has had sort of a heavy tone. But I do feel like you can sort of just clear this away. It's nothing that needs to be taken too seriously, okay, with mischief and play here, because I don't feel like this is anything that you can't handle. You know what I'm saying? All it really requires is just sort of like releasing some old energy. I also feel like you might have opportunity to have some fun on Halloween here. You might be invited to do something that is right up your alley. And I think you'll have a good time. So if you get an invitation to go, some of you, it may be, something you're doing at home that's, a good time. You might be having some people over. You might be invited to a house party. Some of you might want to go and do like a haunted tour, something like that, okay? I feel like something unusual is coming in for Halloween. Something you're not quite expecting here. It's going to be fun, okay? A little mischief, a little play. Don't forget, the tricks are part of the season, okay? It's not just about the treats. So, you might decide to pull some tricks of your own, I have to say. Who says tricks are just for kids, okay? So I do feel like you might be kind of getting in touch with that side of yourself as well. You're ready for a little mischief and play. I feel like there's something that's coming in here intuitively, though. I do, right? There's still that side note. You do have somebody that is directing some energy your way. And I'm picking up specifically with the household here. Trust your intuition on that, as well as how to deal with it. What's behind that? Yeah, don't worry about it, okay? Because you got sweetness and synergy here, too. There's a harvest here. It's preserved for you. We know that. You got gargoyles as your ally here. You got a gargoyle on your side, sort of warding for you. So you don't need to worry about this. Nothing's going to be able to cross that threshold here or block that north node. But I do feel like there's a need to just clear the air a little bit. Okay, do a little smoke cleansing. Maybe offer up some herbs to spirit. Feed the ancestors. Do all the things. It's always good to have allies as you're moving forward, especially through tricky terrain. There is a sense that you need protection with where you're going. I mean, you are holding a position of responsibility in the South Node right now. Empress is supposed to rise up, meet with the Emperor there. So, yeah, there's a lot that can thwart the way forward here. But I do see you got strength. You got strength to overcome any challenges, as well as the strength of your ancestors. They offer you a lot of support, so do make sure you feed them. I feel like it's really important for you this year, okay? All right, that's what I got for you all. I hope you enjoyed the messages. I hope you had fun with that. We'll be bringing in a lot of fun stuff next week. We're going to get spooky around here. We're really going to get in the spirit of the season, and we're going to have ourselves a good time. So enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Take care.